guys, welcome back. So we are solving the 150 top interview question sheet on LeetCode, and this is the second video in the series. So we'll be starting with remove duplicates from sorted array part 2, the medium version of the question. We've already completed the previous question, the easy one. I've provided the link for the previous question in the description, and you can see it in the I button on the top right corner. It will be easier if you look at the easy part of the question before we go on with this, because the core logic is the same. There are just a few modifications in the approach for this question. Okay, before we get started, I'd like you to read the question. I've added the link in the description, and once you're done with that, then we can resume with the code. Like we had done for the previous one, let's do a dry run with an example so that you understand what we actually need to do in the problem. So let's take example 2, it's a slightly longer one. So this is our original question. So what this should become ideally, let me just write it down. Since 2 repetitions of any number are allowed, maximum 2 repetitions are allowed, so the array will be as follows. Since the number of 2's in the original array were just 1, so that would just be 1 in the final array as well. And for the rest of the numbers, if there are the quantity of that number is greater than 2, then we can have a maximum of 2 numbers over here. So this is our final array. This is what we are supposed to return. And again, like we had discussed for the previous question, the easier part of this same question, here too we have to remove duplicates in an in-place manner. So we can't create another vector, create a new vector and use O of n extra space. So if you have any doubts about what in place basically refers to, I've attached a small article link in description. You can check that out. So for this transformation, like we had discussed for the previous question, we're going to follow the same pattern. Ideally, having another vector and using that would aid us even more, but that consumes extra space and we are not going to do that. Similar to our previous version of the question, we are going to start with taking care of the edge case. So if the array has 2 or lesser than 2 elements, then obviously it's already valid, right? So I can have, say, 1 1, or I can have 0, or I can have 1 2. No matter how many variations of 2 or lesser than 2 elements there are, that shouldn't be a problem, because each unique element appears at most twice, right? So we can simply return the size of nums array if nums dot size is less than equal to 2. So this is pretty much it. This was the edge case that we needed to take care of. Then, like we had done for the previous question, we're going to have 2 pointers here too. We're going to follow the 2 pointers method. We're going to have a pointer I that traverses the array, and we're going to have a pointer insert at that again will give us the index at which new element needs to be inserted. Simple, right? So here in the previous question, if you remember, we had initialized insert at to 1, right? So but in this question we can initialize it actually at 2, because the starting 2 elements are always safe, right? So as we discussed before, no matter what the variation is when it comes to 2 numbers, that part is always safe. So when we start traversing, or even when we start insertion in the final array, we can just skip the initial 2 numbers. They can directly be taken from the nums array, right? So we can initialize insert at int insert at, and we can initialize it to 2, right? So now we have a standard for loop. Here also we start I pointer from 2. The reason is, as I mentioned, There is no need of changing or modifying the first two elements in the nums array, and they can be included in the final solution as is, no matter what the pair of numbers is. So we can skip considering that pair and move on. So now we will check if the current element is different from the, okay, now this is important. In the previous question we checked that the current element shouldn't be the same as the one before it. Here we are going to check if the current element is different from the one two positions back. I'll explain why. Okay, so let me write down the condition first. If nums of I, that is the current element, is not equal to nums of insert at -2. Note that we have taken care of this, that the segmentation fault doesn't arise by initializing insert at 2. So if this was not done, then insert at was initialized to 0, then this would lead to negative indexing, which would cause errors, right? So we need to take care of that. Okay, nums insert at equals nums I. We followed a similar pattern to the last question, and then we update insert at. Since we made an addition to the final nums array, we also need to keep a track and update insert at pointer regularly, and like we had done before, we are returning insert at pointer. Now comes the part where I explain why we checked this. Okay, so let us take an example here. Say I have an array 1 1 2 2 3. Okay, so this is basically the new nums array that's getting built. Obviously it's gonna have a few elements afterwards, because I'm assuming we're at a position where the entire array hasn't been traversed and we are in the middle of creating our new nums array. So say there is a number, say I have 3 coming in. Okay, so in the previous question all I did was I checked the current element. So this 3 is not the same as this 3. Okay, this is coming afterwards. So I was checking current element with the previous element, and if it was the same, then I just discarded this, right? Because we wanted no duplicates. Here in this question, one duplicate is allowed. So instead of checking this, the one directly before the current element, we are checking the one two positions behind, right? So we're checking this 2 out. Is it the same? No, it's not the same. So yes, 3 you can be included. So that's what we are doing here. Let's take another case so it helps you understand better. So I have 1 1 2 and 3. Okay, similarly I'm gonna have a same case. 3 is the one being considered. Now you'll ask me, so why are we checking the element 2 positions back? If we were considering the element just behind this, our logic would be, hey, is this 3 same as this 3? Yes, then we won't consider. No, that's not what we are doing here, right? So we are considering the element 2 positions behind. So we are considering this 2. Is 2 the same as 3? No, it's not. So we can include this 3 here. That's how the logic proceeds further. This takes care of all conditions, and you can run this for any array possible. We don't consider the element just before the current element. I repeat, we are not considering and comparing the element just before the current element, because one duplicate of the number is allowed, right? So if this 3 has a pair, that's okay, that's completely fine. We just don't want another 3 sitting here. So if instead of 2 there was 3, then this 3 would be compared with this 3. Hey, are you same as me? Yes. So sorry, this 3 can't be considered in our final array. This is our entire logic. Okay, so as I had explained for the previous one, we return insert at index, because insert at, essentially this pointer was created so that it points at the index at which new elements needs to be inserted, right? This doesn't just give us that, it also gives us the size of the final nums array. Okay, so for example, to better explain this, I had explained this in the previous video, but I'm going to explain again. So this is the final nums array, say. Okay, initially insert at was at position 2, and at the end you'll notice that insert at will be at position 4, right? Because ideally insert at will point at the index at which new elements need to be inserted. which in this case is index 4 because the second 3 is at index 3. So if there were more numbers to insert, they would be inserted at position 4. Position by position I mean index, okay? So at the end of the for loop, when the entire nums array is traversed and all the processes are done, insert at will still point at the next index at which a new element, if there was one, needs to be inserted, right? So at the end of everything, it will still point at the fourth index over here. So this is 0 indexed array, so 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the indices, right? So when we return index at, when we return 4, this essentially is the size of our final array, final nums array. So that is why it works, okay? So I'm gonna run this code. Let's see if it passes the test cases. Okay, and I'm gonna submit this. Okay, great, it got accepted. So this was my approach to the code. If you have any doubts, please let me know about them in the comment section. If you have a better version of the code, please do let me know that as well. I'm open to suggestions. If you have any feedback, please let me know in the comment sections. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one.